Hey, what's up? This is Jbat, and this will be my review for Batman Returns, the 1992 film directed by Tim Burton. And this was the second time that Tim Burton directed a Batman film, and it was also the second time that Michael Keaton played Bruce Wayne in Batman. And this was actually both the director and actors' last times with the Batman. It was Tim Burton's last time directing a Batman film and Michael Keaton's last time playing Batman Bruce Wayne. So this will be my review for Batman Returns.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Jermaine, or Jbat, and today I will be doing a film review for Batman Returns. Now, this is the second chapter in the original uh, four films of the Batman series from 1989 to 1997, and this is the second film directed by Tim Burton after he originally directed Batman in 1989, and it has the same somewhat cast. Somewhat you have Michael Keaton returning as Batman, and you have Michael Goff returning as Alfred, and then you have Pat Hingle returning as Commissioner Gordon. And also at the same time, you still have Danny Elfman who does like the musical soundtrack, like the musical score for the film. So this will be my review for Batman Returns, and this was released in 1992. Now there are two villains featured in this film. You have Oswald Cobblepot, who is the Penguin, and you have Selena Kyle, who is the Catwoman. But the film opens like in the past, it's like a past scene featuring the birth of Oswald Cobblepot, who eventually becomes the Penguin. And Paul Rubens, he's known as for playing Pee Wee Herman and Tim Burton's Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Plus, he had the Pee Wee's Playhouse, television series. He plays Oswald Cobblepot's father. So the Penguin is born as a baby, and he's like deformed. He even has like flipper hands. He's like a very deformed child. So his parents decide to abandon him. So they take him to like a nearby like lake or whatever that's under a bridge, and they throw him into like the water inside like a baby carriage. So the Penguin as a baby drifts all the way into the sewer, and he's like discovered by a group of like penguins, a group of like penguins, and then eventually, the story jumps like 33 years later into the future. Well, like present, like modern day. And in this film, in Batman Returns, like 33 years later, it's like Christmas time in Gotham City, and they're having like a lighting of the Christmas tree. And then this is when the Penguins, like goons known as the Red Circus Gang, they decide to attack like the citizens in Gotham City. At this point, Batman is like summoned by Commissioner Gordon with the bat signal. You know what I'm saying? So Bruce Wayne, and Michael Keaton plays Bruce Wayne, Batman again. And this is the second time playing the role. He becomes Batman, and he leaves Wayne Manor and heads to Gotham City to confront this Red Circus Gang or whatever. And he eventually succeeds in taking them out. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the other main villains of the film, besides the Penguin and Catwoman, is Max Schreck, and he is played by Christopher Walken. Now, in the film, after Batman rescues like the citizens of Gotham City from the Red Circus Gang, Max Schreck is kidnapped by the Red Circus Gang and taken into the Penguin's lair in the sewers, and this is like under like an amusement park known as Arctic World. So there, Max Schreck meets the Penguin for the first time, and then the Penguin digs up some dirt on Max Schreck, and he forces Max Schreck to help him, find like his parents, like information on what happened with his parents, why they did what they did to him or whatever. So Max Schreck has to help the Penguin because the Penguin has like some dirt stuff, like dirty, like corrupt crime, like criminal stuff on Max Schreck. He realizes that Max had people murdered and stuff and tossed into into the sewers. So he has some dirt, like corrupt stuff on Max Schreck. So Max Schreck agrees to help him, into rise up into like Gotham City. Meanwhile, Max Schreck, he has like these plans to like do something like dealing with like a power plant that has like, you know, it has like it poses like it's like a bad thing. He's supposed to be draining energy instead of giving energy. I think it was from the city. They didn't really stress it that much. And then Selena Kyle, you know, who is played by Michelle Pfeiffer, she's like his personal secretary. She's like digging through his personal files. Then she finds out about this power plant thing that Max Schroeder has going on. So then he kills her. He pushes her out a window. You know what I'm saying? Then she lands, like she falls like stories from the building, like way from out the window, and she dies. But then like a bunch of cats resurrect her, and then she goes home. You know, trashes her home, her place. It looks like an apartment, but I think it was like a house though. I'm not really sure. And then I think it was like an apartment. And then she makes a Catwoman suit and becomes Catwoman. Eventually, the Penguin and Catwoman, they join forces eventually, and then they try to plot to take Batman out. You know what I'm saying? Because Penguin has an encounter with Batman, and Catwoman also has an encounter with Batman, which is cool. Like she has like a rooftop fight with Batman, like kind of in the middle of the film, which is very cool, you know. And then that's when she decides to join forces with the Penguin and plot to take Batman out, to frame Batman and make him seem like the criminal. And then they eventually succeed in doing this by setting up the Ice Princess murder, where they make it seem like Batman was the one that pushed the Ice Princess from the roof, but instead it was really the Penguin who actually had, you know, had tainted like he had like an umbrella, you know, like you know, he has umbrellas, where he had like an umbrella with bats in it to make it seem like that it was Batman that pushed the Ice Princess off the roof. So then now the citizens of Gotham City, even Commissioner Gordon, suspect that the Batman was the one that had the Ice Princess killed. But in the end, eventually it is exposed and revealed that the Penguin really is the culprit, and you know, like kind of the villain of it, you know what I'm saying? So then like the Gotham City citizens, they kind of turn on the Penguin, you know, and they be kind of against him and stuff like that, you know. It doesn't last that long. It's getting towards the end of the film or whatever. But other than that, I don't want to reveal too much more about it. There are some like cool battles in the film, you know what I'm saying? And the look of Batman was awesome. Again, like his suit, like the bat suit, it was very cool. Now it didn't look as good as it did on the original 1989 version, because that suit had like a rip abs and chest, you know what I'm saying, looked more cooler. But this Batman, you know what I'm saying, it had like kind of, it wasn't like abdominals there, but it still looked cool, you know. And I thought Michael Keaton was good as Bruce Wayne and Batman, you know, he gives like a serious performance, you know. I thought he was good, you know. And like Danny DeVito, I thought he was like excellent as the Penguin. I thought the Penguin was truly cool, you know. He was like grotesque, you know, like kind of like sloppy, like and nasty. And I thought that was cool, you know. It was cool. I was saying, plus he had like green, like ooze that was oozing out his mouth all the time, you know. So the makeup effects for the film were good, and I think Stan Winston, you know, he's known for like doing like some of the effects for like Terminator and Predator, and I think Aliens and them, like a lot of film, even Jurassic Park. He did some of like I think the makeup effects and even like the Penguin effects for this film, you know. Then you have like Catwoman, you know, hers look was cool, and Michelle Pfeiffer did an excellent job as Catwoman. She's like very sexy and beautiful, you know. The way, you know, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, you would picture her. Like Michael Goff, he returns as Alfred Pennyworth, you know, the butler for Bruce Wayne and Batman, and he does a good job as usual, you know. And then you have Pat Hingle, he returns as Commissioner Jim Gordon, you know, and he does like, and both of them were in Batman from 1989 that Tim Burton directed too. And they both of them saying they do good jobs, you know. I like them in the roles that they have, you know. And the art direction for this film, just like Batman from 1989, it was very, you know what I'm saying, very beautiful. It looks comic booky, and it has that Tim Burton like dark style, you know, it has like a dark look to it, you know, all like gothic look, which is very cool, and this is perfect for the film. And to me, the Penguin was more like terrifying than how the Joker was. I think you would kind of fear him more than the Joker, the way he looks, you know what I'm saying? You could tell clearly that it wasn't really aimed at children like Batman Returns, because the way the Penguin is, even Catwoman, it's kind of more aimed at like an adult type crowd. So basically, like the love interest for the film was the Selena Kyle role that Michelle Pfeiffer played, the woman that becomes Catwoman. She's basically the love interest for Bruce Wayne in this film. And Vicky Vale is mentioned, you know, Vicky Vale from the original Batman. She's mentioned in the film, you know, by Bruce Wayne, but you don't really see her or anything like that. And other things, you know, it's like some cool action sequences, you know, like when Batman had to open his wings up and glide through Gotham City. I thought that was cool. There's like a cool Batmobile sequence, you know, where the Penguin has like overtaken Batman's Batmobile. That was kind of cool, you know. And plus, Batman also introduces a Bat ski boat towards the end of the film, where he's in the sewers heading for the Penguin's lair, you know. Then they have like a final like battle that's kind of gruesome towards the end, featuring Catwoman and even Max Schreck mixed into it, you know. There's also a cool action sequence with Batman in the Red Circus gang. The Red Triangle gang doing like a fight in Gotham City. And right after that, that's when he first meets Catwoman. You know what I'm saying? It was like a cool scene because he was throwing beat through like a remote batarang, you know, and it was hitting everybody and stuff like that. It was cool, you know. Some cool like grapple action too, where he was shooting like his grapple and stuff. They had some cool sequences. And I can tell the look of the film was like beautiful. I enjoyed it. I think Batman Returns, because like a lot of the critics, they were kind of just like the Batman from 1989, they were kind of always against it. It was always getting negative reviews, but it's a pretty good film, you know. If you're a Batman fan, I would highly recommend watching Batman Returns. It has a very serious, dark tone, and you could tell clearly that this one really wasn't aimed at the kids, you know, like this really was aimed at adults, you know what I'm saying? It's very serious, you know, very like mature, you know. Now Sam Hamm, he wrote the screenplay, like the story for this, and he also wrote the screenplay and story for Batman from 1989, the original one. Now this right here, Batman Returns, was the second and final Batman film that Tim Burton directed, and it was released in 1992. And this was also the last time that Michael Keaton played Batman, Bruce Wayne, that role too as well. Now to me, I think he's probably like, his Batman was still probably the coolest looking Batman of all the Batmans they ever had, as far as the outfit go. And Tim Burton's like version of the Batman, like the dark tone, you can't beat it. I still prefer Batman and Batman Returns over Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, which I liked those two too, like the Joel Schumacher films, which I will review coming up, you know, later. But I still prefer like the Tim Burton version of Batman in that era, you know, not like the Christopher Nolan era, but in that era, I do still prefer Batman and Batman Returns. So yeah, this is my review for Batman Returns, and as you can see, the version I have is from the Batman, the Motion Picture Anthology Collection, which is released in 2005, right when Batman Begins came on video. So it comes out of this, and this collection has Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. So also in this review, I want to touch on those special features. Maybe another time I probably mess with features, you know. So I basically just giving a review for the film itself. But yeah, if you're like a Batman fan, I'm saying he's like my favorite superhero, you know what I'm saying? This is an excellent film to watch, you know what I'm saying? It's very good. You know what I'm saying? It's not as good as the Nicholson one. I don't think it's really as good as that, but it holds its own. I would recommend it if you're like a Batman fan. So this is my review for Batman Returns by Jbat.
In the end, Batman Returns is a good addition to the Batman film series. I would highly recommend watching this film, especially if you're a Batman fan. I would definitely recommend it. It has a dark, very serious tone, even more serious than the Batman from 1989. So yeah, I would recommend watching this film, you know. It's good, you know, good performances, you know, two cool villains, and the look of Batman is cool yet again. And this is also a good job done by Tim Burton, the director. Okay, Jbat.